For today's Cyber CEO episode.
So actually what's great about my Cyberbacker is that she comes up with ideas that I need, and I didn't even know I needed them. So that was great. She's like, would it be helpful for me if I emailed you before your meeting? Yes, that would be extremely, extremely helpful for me. So I don't have to think about all those things. Even for this meeting, she was like, hey, here's the meeting that you're going to be at. That was helpful that she comes up with ideas for me, so I don't have to think about everything that I need in my life. She has just a happy attitude. She's always eager to learn. She wants to work. And so that is great. That's great. I love having those qualities in my Cyberbacker.
Welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our Cyberbackers helped our Cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Natalie, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're very excited to have you. And again, we really appreciate you being here. I know you have a lot of things to do, so we're glad that you gave time for our podcast here in Cyberbacker. Now, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like you. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe we can start with, what's your role in the business, Natalie?
My name's Natalie A. I'm a real estate broker in Los Angeles. Very, very busy broker. I am one of the top 10% of brokers here in LA. So I definitely needed a lot of help when Cyberbacker reached out to me. So
there we go. How long have you been in the real estate business, by the way?
I've been in the real estate business for over 20 years, but as a real estate broker on the sales side, about 11 years.
Gosh, but still a lot of experience right there. 20 years in the business. Now, how about working with someone virtual, just like what you're doing with your Cyberbacker? Is this your first time doing it?
No, I had virtual assistants, and it was a very cumbersome process. So Cyberbacker was great because it kind of took out a lot of the hard things,
the finding the person, like that, things like that.
Yes, and training, that kind of situation.
Because here we handle everything for you, of course. Now, how did you find out about Cyberbacker, Natalie?
Well, I was with 𝗙𝗪 prior to switching companies. I'm with another boutique brokerage in Los Angeles right now, and I was cold called.
Oh, someone reached out. Out of nowhere.
So that was how that happened.
Good thing you answered the call, though. Now you're working with your Cyberbacker, right?
You know, the person who reached out to me, I gave her a run for her money. I don't like being cold called. I was interested because I had worked with virtual assistants in the past, and it didn't work out for me very well. So I was interested. So when someone calls me, I'm not the easiest person to be cold call. I'll ask a lot of questions and I'll dig really deep. So I filed that away. I filed what she said and talked about away. And then I think 6 months later, I reached out to the person who cold called me and said I wanted to get started.
There we go. Now, how long have you been working with Cyberbacker, by the way?
I think I've been with Cyberbacker 6 months now.
6 months.
I think it might be a little bit less than 6 months.
But still fairly new partnership then with Cyberbacker. Now, talk to me about the hiring process, because you mentioned that it's really hard to go through that recruitment phase, setting the appointments, setting the interviews, browsing through a lot of resumes, CVs, things like that. How was our hiring process for you? Was it new, difficult?
It was really simple. It was great, actually, because one of the hard things about hiring is that you might go onto one of those websites and you might get 100 resumes, or you can look on people's resumes and be like, hey, that sounds like a good fit for me, but they might not be available. And then there's the whole hiring process and the interview process. And that for me is really, really frustrating. It's like, I just want someone to come in and do the job. So I felt like Cyberbacker just took all that away, all that stress away from me, and that they came up, I think it was 5 candidates. I thought that was too much. I was like, can you just narrow this down to 3? But actually the 5 worked. It was a really good process. It was kind of like a group interview.
Yeah.
I got to meet everybody and then I talked to each one individually and I kind of honed in on my favorites. And then from there, I chose one. Yeah.
And now you're a cyberbacker. How did you make that final decision though that, hey, I want to work with this cyberbacker?
Well, what Cyberbacker did for me is they gave me the resumes ahead of time and I read through all the resumes. So I kind of knew which ones I wanted to speak with. And then I met with them and I kind of narrowed it down from there. So by getting the resume and meeting them, that was really helpful that I kind of knew. I also have a really good gut feeling about everything. So I kind of trust my gut and I'm just like, okay, that's the one.
There we go.
So I felt confident. Yeah.
Now, aside from the resumes, we also send out videos of our cyberbackers, of course, for you. Were you able to check on those? How did that go?
I think I did send the video. I might have. I can't remember. I don't think that was a big part of my hiring process was the videos.
Gotcha.
I think it's more the resumes and actually meeting them in person.
Gotcha. Of course, of course. Now, talk to me about your cyberbacker then. What are the things that you leverage off to your cyberbacker just to help you out every day?
So I'm not a person who likes to leverage things out. I should be, but I like to do everything myself. So actually what's great about my cyberbacker is that she comes up with ideas that I need and I didn't even know I needed them. So that was great. Because again, I do everything myself. So she's like, would it be helpful for me if I emailed you before your meetings? And I said, yes, that would be extremely, extremely helpful for me. So she emails me before my meeting. She'll give me the Zoom link. So I don't have to think about all those things. Even for this meeting, she was like, hey, here's the meeting that you're going to be at. So that was helpful that she comes up with ideas for me. So I don't have to think about everything that I need in my life. And that's just one example.
Just one example. So someone that backs you up, sends a reminder, something that can handle it for you, then something like that.
Right. Exactly.
Gotcha. Now, you mentioned that it's a fairly new partnership, 6 months into the partnership with your cyberbacker. How did this become a successful partnership between the both of you? Because it doesn't start out great almost all the time, right? During the start, you have to work on it. So how did it become a successful one between the both of you?
Knowing what the expectations are. I've had virtual assistants in the past. They didn't work out for me. So I think I have that background of it takes time. It takes effort. It's a relationship. Like any relationship, you need to put time and effort into it. So I think I had that expectation going into it. I think it's, we meet weekly. We meet weekly so I can discuss what her roles are for the week and what my goals are for the week so that she can help me. That's a good thing. And also I started really slow. Like, here's some very simple things to do. Like, here, take these little things off my plate. And then it just builds from there. And that's how I felt that I can work with virtual assistants. Is like, here, start slow. Let me see what you can do. And then we can build from there.
Gotcha. So properly setting expectations, also little by little, giving them tasks and just building on the relationship, meeting with them too, even just once a week then. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Now, one last question. For sure, your cyberbacker is going to be able to listen and watch this once we have this online. So we'd like to know, what do you like most about your cyberbacker? What's the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about her? The
first thing that comes to mind is a really positive attitude, which is great because I'm known for a lot of things. A positive attitude is not one of them. So I like that she has just a happy attitude. She's always eager to learn. She wants to work. And so that is great. That's great. I love having those qualities in my cyberbacker.
Now, Natalie, we are very, very excited to see where this partnership grows, of course, for the next couple of months. And again, thank you very much for dropping by today. I had fun talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.